G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of February 2020, and the time here is 0940 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Okay, folks, let's talk pandemics. Okay, now, unless you're not paying attention, I went to bed last night fully expecting to wake up this morning to the news that the World Health Organization had called this coronavirus, or COVID-19 as they're calling it, a pandemic. Now, interestingly, here in Australia, we live in this little bubble, don't we? We're miles from anywhere, etc., etc. So, you know, listen to our politicians is like getting shot in the head. It's full of crap. So look, here's what I found, and this is interesting. If you want more solid news on the coronavirus, go to the BBC news service. It's actually really good. Like they're not lying; they're telling everybody the truth. It seems, whether they do or not, I don't know. But look, the information is much better. And basically, what's happening in Italy is they've lost control. So, because remember, these are not communist countries like China. China can just turn around and say, everybody in this sector gets locked down, and they lock it down. This is Italy. This is Europe. And if there's two things we know about Italy, or three, they dress well, they make great cars, but they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. They are quite literally just devoid of any organisational ability, which is staggering considering that the Roman Empire was, in my opinion, the people who were in the Roman Empire, they left Italy years ago, because the people that are in Italy now haven't got a clue how to run anything. They couldn't run around a block. That's how bad they are. You know, they're just useless. Top that off with the fact that you're living in a different environment, not communist. Need to make the bickies. Got to keep the people going to work and all that sort of stuff. A Western and it's completely different. Western and an Eastern scenario. So in the Western thing, take Seoul for a classic example. Okay, we've got case after case of coronavirus. What do? Nothing. Don't shut down anything. Everything's okay. Just keep going to work. Keep going to the hospitals. Keep going everywhere. And, line up for 2 kilometres to get a mask. Just bizarre. Just totally bizarre, So that's the issue here. The idiots at the top of the Western society are only interested in money and keeping money going, keeping money circulating, etc., etc. Now, two things are going to happen. They're either going to shut Italy down. You'll hear Austria, Switzerland, France, etc., close their borders to Italy, i.e. just locking it down. No one's allowed in or out, because the Italians aren't going to do it because they're too friggin' stupid. So that's where it's going to go. Seoul, South Korea, yeah, they've lost it already. They've got so many cases they don't even know what they're doing with themselves. They haven't got the hospitals. They haven't got the correct procedures in place. They are quite literally shitting themselves in South Korea. They should have shut down everything a week ago. They didn't, and now the cases are out of control. So if you think logically, which I know you do because you watch this show, the World Health Organization is going to come out tomorrow. Oh, by the way, don't forget there's Iran. So, and they're having a huge, this is how bizarre it is. I only knew this from watching the BBC. They're having a huge Muslim festival there at the moment with people from all around the world going to these sacred sites in Iran. Now, imagine that. And they're not shutting anything down. And the health minister has coronavirus. It came out last night. So look, let's think logically here. This is going to be pronounced as a pandemic. Now, I'm going to show you this BBC thing. Hang on a second. This one here. Hopefully it plays. Now, just listen to what this woman says.
The world must prepare for a potential coronavirus pandemic. That's the warning from the head of the World Health Organization.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to play that again just in case you didn't do it. I didn't do it properly. Hang on a second. Listen to this.
The world must prepare for a potential coronavirus pandemic. That's the warning from the head of the World Health Organization.
Okay, so they've warned us. Okay, so the World Health Organization came out last night, and they're obviously not going to come out straight away and go, we're in a pandemic. They're going to soften the blow for a couple of days, which they've been doing over the last week. If you've followed what the World Health Organization has been saying, they've been stepping up the rhetoric or the words each day. Last night, they came out and said, we are on the verge. Well, basically came out and said that we're in a pandemic. Now, you can imagine there'd be health officials from all over the world ringing the World Health Organization. Now, they have been told that we are in a pandemic. The World Health Organization has told all these countries we are now at a pandemic level. We can't stop this. Now, remember, they came out during the week and they said that this is an aerosol virus. Okay, what does that mean? Well, if you wear a mask, doesn't matter shit. You've got to have full face mask, eyes protected, ears protected, hands protected, mouth and nose protected. It's an aerosol. What that means is if you go cough in your hand, it sprays out and that can travel up to 100 metres. That's what they said on the news the other night, or something I was watching on the show. One of the virulent virologists said that it can travel 100 metres. It's an aerosol. That's why they're shitting themselves. So when they come out and they say this stuff, right, there's going to be a pandemic, which is going to come out, I'm guessing tonight, maybe tomorrow. Maybe they'll try and organise it so it goes to the Friday, so everything shuts down on the Friday. What are they going to do? Well, basically, there's not going to be any air travel. You can forget that. There'll be no more travelling around the world. Everything's going to shut down. Then they're going to start getting people, Americans, English, etc. If you don't have an Australian passport, we're using Australia as an example, right? If you don't have an Australian citizenship or passport, they'll put on charter planes. You'll be sent back to wherever you came from. That's how this is going to work out. There'll be no claiming refugee status or anything like that. You'll just be gone. Here's something you need to remember. In a pandemic, the laws change and the government has the right to evict or detain any individual. And what that means is, by the words detain, is they detain you if you're an Englishman or an American or whatever, and they want to send you home, they will send you home. No two ways about it. That law comes into place once the government, once the Prime Minister or Peter Dutton stands up on a platform and says, we are now working under pandemic laws, which are different. What that means is they can isolate people, they can arrest people, they can detain people, they can put you in hospital if they want, they can shoot you if they want. Then shit's going to hit the fan. Okay, so prep Aussie. Okay, so here's what I am going to do today. I'm going to go down to Coles and Woolies and Aldi's. I'm going to get as much tuna, as much rice, brown rice, and as much pasta as I can get. That's what I'm going to do. And I would suggest you do the same. Don't go down there freaking out and going crazy. Just get enough for a month. That's all you need. Do not kid yourself that the Australian government, regardless of what they say, that they have enough hospital beds, they have enough isolation. What they do not. It's bullshit. They're going to start putting up tent cities. They're going to be putting up marquees in places like, taking the Gold Coast, for example, the Carrara, where the Gold Coast Suns play, or where the Titans play, Seabus Stadium. They will be turned into makeshift hospitals. And I'm not shitting you, that's where this is going. Korea, for example, has all these tiny little hospitals. I can't remember how many people live in Korea. It's a shitload, though. I know that. They breed like rabbits, don't they? Like the Japanese. And they drove past a hospital the other night, and they're actually putting up like tiny little porta potty things out the front because they haven't got enough room in the hospitals. So one other thing I would get if I was you, strong antibiotics, both pharmaceutical and herbal. Okay, I don't know what they are. Look them up. If anybody out there is a herbalist or whatever, please jump on this channel and comment, because it may save people's lives. That's where this is going. Okay, so let's get this straight. Pasta, tuna, rice. That's all you need. The last thing you need is defense. Have you got enough things to keep yourself defended? Can't believe I'm actually talking. Yeah, I don't know whether any of you guys saw this or not, but my wife and I, we very rarely watch TV. We came home the other night and put the TV on, and there was a movie called Contagion with Matt Damon. It had some famous actors in it, actually. If you want to watch something that tells you exactly how this is going to play out, watch that movie, Contagion. My wife and I sat there and we looked at each other and went, wow, this is like did they put this on to actually tell people how this was going to play out? Because it was exactly like what's happening now. It's scary how scripted it is to what's going on now. Contagion. Unbelievable. So look, this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I don't know how long it's going to get worse for, but I'm telling you, Scott Morrison, Peter Dutton and the Health Minister are right now sitting in the room somewhere talking about how the fuck are we going to get out of this one? They'll be writing scripts, they'll be writing speeches, tearing them up, throwing them away, trying to get the words right to try and stop you lot panicking, or trying to stop the other lot panicking, because we're preppers, we don't panic. We know exactly what we're doing. So Here's what's going to happen, in my opinion. Tonight, the World Health Organization is going to come out and say, we are now in a pandemic. Can be tomorrow, can be Friday, whatever. But they are going to come out and say that. There's no two ways about it. Because South Korea and Italy have lost control. So has Iran. You know, no one even knows how bad it is in Iran at the moment, because they're another, like a communist state that, you know, they're just dictators. There could be virtually thousands of people dying there for all we know. But the biggest basket case is Italy. They couldn't scratch their nuts with a scratcher. That's how bad they are, and everybody knows it. So in Europe, they'd all be shitting themselves at the moment, going, "These clowns! Oh my God! How can people like that build cars like this and can't run a country?" It's just amazing, isn't it? So that's where we're at, and I thought it was pretty pertinent to make a video. It's bad, folks, and you better start getting your head around the fact that it is bad. We bought all the masks, we've got everything ready. I've even ordered 5 more chickens, all this sort of stuff, because I know what's coming. And today I'm going to go down and get all the tuna and pasta, etc. So use your noggin. Actually, it's not that hard to do. So whatever the Italians do the complete opposite, and you know you'll make it. Sorry, shouldn't say things like that, should I? But they are useless. Jesus, you know. If they ran brothels, no one would get a shag. That's how bad they are at organising stuff. Okay, folks, let's do the verse of the day. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbour as yourself." Wow, pretty pertinent. And as always, folks, we'll finish with the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. And folks, I totally forgot about my sponsor, who I've just realised, if you're ever going to need this stuff, the golden activated turmeric paste and the protein balls, etc., then now's the time to get it off these guys. Seriously, because this stuff bloody works. I'm being serious. This is their contact details. Mobile 0433 165 848. And if you're calling from overseas, that's 061. info@totallyrawsome.com.au. Because honestly, folks, I'll probably be taking this stuff more than the other stuff. There you go. This is their cocoa bombs. They're so nice. Honestly, they're like protein ball sort of things, but geez, they're nice. Really, really nice. Right. This is serious, so you have to take note, okay? This is not going to go away in the next couple of days. So good luck, God bless, and prep out.